There we go. Maybe I can see your chat. Just getting set up here. Tammy, welcome. BK, welcome. How y'all doing today? This form's got to come out a bit. It doesn't even fit the foot form here, so it's got to come out some more. And then I got to have a gap of a millimeter or two there too, just to show you what I'm doing. Joseph, welcome. Welcome. So, welcome. Just got started today. I'm wondering what happened with Roy and his daughter. So, kind of having this live also to see if he'll pop through. I didn't get to my email or anything like that. So, if he's around and wants to share with us what's going on, if not, that's cool too. But I did want to be around kind of too for that. I'm making little cross cuts here. And then I'm going to flip it around and do just basically 2 strokes. Then I'll take the chisel to it. Okay, Joseph, you getting ready to work? That's good, man. Thank you for Joseph. Have you been in the chat before? I feel like I've seen you before. Have you popped in the chat before, Joseph? Hey, Rob, how you doing there? I might turn this the different direction to get that. I don't know. I'm not securing it right there. It's probably my vision. Let's blow out. Do 2 strokes generally, but I'm also getting blowout on this side from that. How's everybody doing? My name's Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. Oh, wow. We got a little wind blowing through here. Hold on. This is Dad's Workshop. It's also the Wind's Workshop, apparently. Got a couple things to talk about. Yesterday, I was working on a really rank deer hide that I've had around here. And, well, not that I didn't have around. I picked it up, to be quite honest with you. But it was really nasty. It really pushed the limits of my stomach. So, hey, welcome, Mom. I took some documentation of that towards the end. If I had documented in the beginning, I don't know. It'd have been pretty bad. Hey, double tap that screen, though, and like this video. Now it's like all of a sudden stormy outside. I don't really fit on the frame, so maybe I should adjust the frame a little or not. This is what we did yesterday. And I made a little short about it. This is a like wet form mold. Now, really, this should have clamps around it. Probably little pinch clamps or spring-loaded clamps are enough. If I got any of those here. But I had it in the big clamps. They are just the most handy. I had them available right there. I need one more of these probably. But like I said, these type of clamps also would work for this application. I don't think I have another one handy right now, so I'm not going to go like out of my way. But you see that type of clamp would probably work for this. But that's what we got. And then we pull it off. We got a nice mold. So I also want to take a piece of leather and prepare it for that. I know I got something in here that'll work for that. Maybe not. I don't have a big enough. I'm probably have to cut a piece of another piece of leather. I don't know if this is gonna do it. Nope. I figured that we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it, man. That's what we're gonna have to do there. But I do need to finish the mold. So let me see who's in the chat though. Rob, glad to see you here, man. Glad you're doing good. Hey, y'all, double tap that screen, like this video. Also subscribe. Since we're here, we always have to set a goal. I was at 5,152 or 51 subscribers when I came in. Say 51, round it down. I want to get to 5,163. Let's get to 5,163. Let's say 5,165. Let's make that the goal. Okay. 5,165. Setting the goal. Subscribe to the channel. My name is Calvin. Welcome. Happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Starting to get myself here into gear and ready. We're going to chisel this gently. I may bring the camera down a bit and do this over here. Chisel downward because it's plywood, so it doesn't work exactly in the same way that like regular wood with a normal grain would work. It's got like wonky grain and stuff, so I'm trying to see if there's any spots I miss right here. That's why the razor saw really like a Ryoba saw, which works well on almost everything. There's little struggles a little on plywood because the grain's not consistent. If you look inside of plywood, you have all these different woods. I mean, it's essentially like we had this thing the other. I won't get into it. Never mind. Yeah, sleepy, rainy day here today. Wes does it. Welcome. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is tricky right here. Not gonna lie. So here's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna take this thing, put it down here on the bench, and actually, because I think that's enough, y'all. I think that's enough. So I am gonna have to take some buckskin and process it with this because I don't have enough regular leather, grain leather right now. So this will have to be done with buckskin. So we'll see how that turns out too. Other thing I can do to make my buckskin a little tougher is put it in some more tannic liquor for a little while, and I can get there and make my buckskin a little more rigid. It's real soft and supple right now, but I hate to do that because it took me so much to get it soft. So you see, I need to take some material out for this mold to fit right here, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We've already got this glued up, right? These drawers are not, someone said this is really good wood the other day. It's not that good of wood. It was I mean, I guess it's cabinet grade plywood, but it's just plywood. It's not, I don't know. They would call this solid wood in America, though. You're allowed to call this type of wood solid wood, so furniture that you build with this. But it's really particle board. So welcome, Wes. Welcome all members. Shout out to my members. You know, you can become a member to your favorite person's channel. If you go down to that little $, I'm gonna click it down here, and you say unlock members only perks. We have members only perks here. We do members only chats. I'm big on my members. Right now, I have about 20 renewing members, and I need those folks, and I appreciate those folks. So I want to plug memberships. Also want to say, please do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to, what I say, 5165, because I like it to end in a 5. 5165 today. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get there. All right. Moving on. Also would like to see, something else I would like to see would be Pilato to pop in today. That's kind of why I ran this live. So I'm gonna actually come from the side here. It's gonna be a little rough looking when I first do it, but I gotta clear some material out here. Maybe I should put some down under this so I don't damage this surface here. Hey, definitely hit that like button so YouTube will send some folks here. We'd like that to happen. I'm gonna put a piece under my piece here so that it's less likely that it kind of shatters, and it'll protect this other surface. I don't really want to damage that much here. Hey, welcome, Daniel. Member Daniel. I'm taking more material out, Daniel, Wes, everybody here, because the shoe form is a little bit small. This is my left foot one here. I have a right foot one you probably saw. I made a short about it. Check that short out if you want. Holly is currently clamped in place. I'm going to come from a different direction there in a second. Not worried about this board getting messed up here. And let me make sure you guys got a good angle, because I don't want you to be kind of wonky with the angle there. There you go. So what I have here is, this is the mold part I'm working on. This is just a piece to protect this surface, right? I don't really want to damage this very much here. So welcome. My name's Calvin. Hey, please subscribe to the channel. Right now we're doing, this is kind of like cobbling. It's a little bit of combination of some light woodwork with some leather work and tanning, because I made the leather myself too. I was on Critter Getters Live last night. The chat was moving 1,000,000 miles per hour, but I did see the question multiple times. Do you have deer? Do you have what kind of animal is that? Do you have antlers? Things like that, right? And so it's probably like cool to talk about that right now, which is that most guys, like in American history, you would find most folks were one of these things, right? They were a trapper, they were a hunter, they were a farmer, they raised cattle, right? There's two different things, farming and raising cattle, right? So, I mean, you even see it in the play Oklahoma. It's two different things, hunting and trapping. Very different. So while a trapper might also be a hunter in his spare time, that's not part of his business. That's probably just for his own recreation. So people put these things all together, but all of these are different skills on the skill tree. Okay, Daniel, that's Daniel. Okay. Yeah, that's Daniel's last name. I just want to see how that looks when it's sanded down. I actually don't mind putting this imprint in here too. I have a reason for that I might explain in a second. Hey, if you're here, I'm glad you're here, folks. Thank you. My name's Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. Right now I'm working on a little wet forming mold here. It's obviously not very popular on YouTube, but that's okay, because I have to do this and I enjoy it. So if I'm being true to what I'm doing, this is part of the process. So you learn, you live and learn. But I think it's a good shot. I think folks should jump in the chat, say hi, subscribe to the channel. You know, there are 38 of you. And thank you for those 15 likes. If we could get that up a bit, let's go. Let's get up to, I got 5,100 and some odd subscribers, right? Trying to get that number up to 5,160. What did I say? 65? I'll take 60, but let's try 65. Let's set a goal. No one rises to low expectations. Is my mic working? How's everybody doing in the chat? Anyway, so the people were asking a million questions about did he have deer and all of this stuff, and I was like, yeah. So I tried to like say help him. I'm not a mod or anything, but I'm like, he is a trapper, right? He traps animals. That's what he does. Trapper is different than a tanner. It's different than a hunter. Taxidermist is different. A taxidermist mounts animals, right? I don't know what the taxi prefix is, but dermy obviously deals with skin. Somebody can look that up and talk about the root words of those. Of course, this isn't middle school English. We're not in Latin or whatever the root is. But I think it's important to like know that there's differences in these different trades. And sometimes the folks in the trades themselves are not good at communicating that. They are sometimes and they aren't sometimes. Like I'm because they'll consider themselves a hunter because they hunt in their spare time, but their business is trapping fur bearers, right? Tending to those furs and then selling those furs off to whomever their customer or clientele is. They seem to always have clientele lined up. You know, I've never met one that doesn't have like stuff in the shop that they're working on. So, welcome. My name's Calvin. I'm trying to learn stuff on the skill tree. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. What did The Creative Act by Rick Rubin say? This book's a really good book. Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It says, if you think you are that thing, then you are that thing. So it's kind of a fake it till you make it philosophy, right? Don't fake anything. Try to, when you learn things, you want to learn them, you know? It is different now, though. Information is accessible quite easily. That's different than having a hands-on teacher. I acknowledge that. But the information is there. Baby Kisses said, hello, Wes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Calvin. Not my normal time slot. Sorry, y'all. Came in a little later today. I don't know if I was even going to go live. I wanted to see if maybe Pilato would pop through today. Give us an update on what's going on there. If anybody else knows and he gave you permission to share, I don't want to press anybody doesn't have permission to share, right? Yeah, this spot right here. Working inside of this is difficult up on the vise, so I just figured it's easier to put it down here. But it's a lot of brute force when you're coming from the side on this thing. I just hope those little stop cuts I make stop it from splitting outward and blowing out. That's what I'm hoping for. Kind of stop it from going back further than I want to. Keeps me kind of lined up. Saw Benjamin Winkle's live this morning, or not live, short where he was turning bowls with this CNC. Pretty cool looking thing. It does make me think about the taxidermy started in Egypt. Pets mummification, right? Pets, and I suppose they mummified pets before humans, but they're mummifying humans too. Oh. And we do a pretty good job of it. I can tell you now, it's I don't want to be gross, but you know, when people are put through the chemical processes that they do at funeral homes and stuff, they stay preserved in the ground for quite some time, especially in the cooler areas of the country. I imagine they did a excavation. Is that what that is? Exhumation of that guy, the Big Bopper, who was on that plane with Richie Valens, and Richie Valens and Buddy Holly. And people said, and they took him out, it was like in the 2000s. He died in 1957 or 58. Somebody can help me with that. And his body was super, super well preserved. Very well preserved. And they took a lot of, I mean, that plane cartwheeled, so they were all eviscerated, like brain material was spilled from several of them. So it was, not to be gross, but it was like really bad, you know. And anyway, he was exhumed, and that's the 50s. So that's the tech from the 50s. That's whatever they were putting on him back then, late 50s. Imagine it's only gotten better, but also chemicals they used back then they might not be allowed to use now. That's true. Faking it till you make it. That's right, says Wes. Wiley does it. All right, Mike said taxidermy etymology is taxis meaning arrangement, yeah, and dermis skin. Huh. That's probably Latin. I did not know taxis for arrangement. Did not know that word. That's a new one. Is that Greek or is that Latin there? It's one of those two, right? Whoops. Trying to just go down to the bottom of the chat. Yeah, they talk a little bit about the Big Bopper there in Lubbock, where Buddy Holly's hometown. That's Buddy Holly's hometown there, Mike. You live right in it. Somebody, I was on eBay a few years ago. Somebody had his high school math notebook, like his spiral notebook down there in Lubbock, right? I don't know who owns that. It may be Peggy Sue. Watch out now. I think somebody, they had that thing on eBay, 14 grand they wanted for his spiral notebook, man. It had all the colleges he was looking at going to written down in it. It was clearly Buddy Holly's notebook. I don't think it was BS. I think it was real. It was authenticated. Yeah, I heard the hair grows after death, but I don't. I've also heard that's a myth because they say that it's the skin shrinking away, not the hair actually growing. Yeah. Skin arrangement, taxidermy. Makes sense. Right? So there you go. A skin arranger rather than a trapper, which we know traps animals, right? Or a tanner, which takes skins and prepares them for being used for clothing, etc. Right? Clothing and accessories. Remember, tanning's not, leather is not just a clothing item. It's also armor and handles and belts. I mean, I guess you can call belts clothing, but it's an accessory. Holds your clothing together. You know, a suspender. Some belts, like on original automobiles, didn't they use leather until rubber wasn't available? So some of this is all related to their ability to, like, you know, ability of people to use these certain chemicals, like extracting formaldehyde basically from, I think it's from smoke in the burning process. Oh, I got a dog crying at me. She wants me to give her deer or some other funky meat that I got around here. That's what she wants. She ain't gonna get it. Can you hear her crying? She's spoiled. Deer, raccoon, squirrel. She likes squirrel stuff too. The other day she got the little squirrel bits. Right, that's right. Wes said similarly with modern woodworking, it's a number of trades being shoved into one group because of the shared material. Correct. So just because the medium is the same doesn't mean the crafts person is the same, right? Yesterday, somebody came in here, and this kind of what made me think about this was yesterday somebody popped in, a really, really gentle troll. Let's call him a gentle troll. Because all he said was that I wasn't doing very nice woodworking, right? Though your woodworking sucks. It's basically, and he didn't even say it that harshly. He was like, this isn't very good woodworking. I don't think I like this video. Now, I don't even know if he knew he was watching a live stream and he was, you know, just aloof to that fact. But the fact was that I was doing functional woodworking to try to do leather working with the woodworking. Now, I'm not going to make excuses. I like stuff to look good, but I think the stuff I made looked okay. And all it needs to do is function enough for me to put leather in it and mold leather. If it does that and it looks good, which that other one looks real good. When you burnish the edge of it, it looks super good. So I'm like, if it looks good and this works, I'm not going to overthink it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not going to overthink the beauty of making a mold out of old dresser stock or whatever this is. This is like it's a really brittle wood, brittle oak plywood. Not, I would say wherever they got it. I don't know where they sourced it. Whomever the builder of the drawer was. I think it actually says on the back of it, Bernhard or something. But we're going to get use out of it because what are we going to do? We're going to turn it into something else. We're going to know soon if it fits. You don't sand a jig to 220. That's right. Yeah. Well, it's going to go on your mom's kitchen table as a centerpiece. You know? Though, you know, woodworking is an anal retentive trade, man. They used to have a sketch on Saturday Night Live called The Anal Retentive Woodworker. And in my time on YouTube, I monetized doing woodwork on YouTube, right? In my time on woodwork, I saw so much arrogance. So much arrogance. There was love. I don't want to be negative, but there was a lot of like resentment and arrogance and a lot of talk of using small things like little bits of money when I saw Festool in the background and big expensive drill presses, and you know, it was some hypocrisy there and stuff that I think probably kind of goes along with the fact that a lot of, you know, it's entertainment too, right? So it may be instructional to some people, but it's at the end of the day, it's actually entertainment. What are people coming on here to do? They just want to pass time. 98% of your viewers are new on live streams. It seems like that's kind of something I haven't gotten past yet. I have a good family, a good group of folks, but I would say that all of that, forget all of it. Who cares? Whatever. Put some linseed oil on that thing. You know what? Actually, I did think of finishing that part of it because I think maybe that would help linseed oil. I got linseed oil, tongue oil here. Something that would waterproof it a little bit would help that the wet leather from affecting this cheap plywood. You know, because it's going to be wet leather going in this kind of, I don't know what this is. It's like, it's probably metric. It looks like centimeter thick. Maybe 1.5 centimeters thick oak, or otherwise some sort of oaken family. It's probably not well constructed. It doesn't seem like it. Yeah. So I know you were joking, but I actually think it's possible. Hey, Bill or Heidi or both. I actually think it's possible that, though I know you were joking, that maybe a finish wouldn't be a totally bad thing for this application, just for waterproof purposes. Let's take these shavings out of here. If Heather gets a chance, she can plug that saw in there. I swear by this Ryoba saw, man. That's a product I'm willing to stand by 100%. So if you choose to hit that link, that Ryoba saw is very effective. And I did not see how much I don't have much support wood right here. This company that made this drawer, this dresser is called Bernhardt, and I think it's HARDT. You can see some of it right there. Hey, the Shoop's been members for 6 months. What's up? Let me give a little drum roll for that. Let me hit this there, but that's a little better. There we go. Thanks, Shoops. 6 months of memberships. So let me show you why I think this is, well, you know, I won't get off track. I gotta finish what I'm doing. But thank you, Shoops, for your 6 months of membership. Appreciate y'all very much. What Mike say? Yeah, trying to find something that coats on top instead of stinking. And I was thinking polyurethane. Like a really, I'm not big on polyurethane, but I think in this case, like a nice waterproofing polyurethane for this would probably work. You'll rarely hear that word come out of my mouth. But I think maybe polyurethane may be the answer here. Let me clamp this back up. There's a couple little spots I want to chisel out. Oh, let's check this thing real quick. Maybe we got enough space here where we can just sand it down. Nah, we don't. And down here is kind of important, I think. There's a nice gap there, but this needs to come down. I used the wing dividers that I got to do some of this to try to set this up, but it didn't work exactly how I planned, so. Yep, we'll, looks like some right here. I'll take some off of there and in the heel area. Some right here. Some down in the heel. Can y'all see? Oops. I worry a little I try to not worry about them numbers, man. They're going to go up, they're going to go down, you know. Where did I say I need to take material off? I try not to. Everybody worries a little bit about them. Well, maybe. I can't speak for everybody else. Some people are really like zen about that. Let me find, this is really rusty, man. I had this thing nice and sharp. Dude, forgive the rust on this chisel. It's actually just, it's nice and sharp. It's just salty from doing animal stuff in here. The saltwater brine really affected the metal tools in here. The other thing, if I can speak on this, this is my show, that kind of pushes me away from the woodworking circuit on YouTube, right? If I can speak on this, is the fact that it is all about production and money, right? Everybody's like, I made $100 million off of those 10 things I made, right? It's batch production and money. And how much money can I make from this and this? And that's what's selling. Those are the videos that sell. And it doesn't excite me to make videos about how much money someone can make from a project because it just doesn't. It's not me. It's just not me. You know what I mean? It's not me to say, hey, make this, take this 2x4 and you can make $500. That's a lie, first of all. And then I have to actually make these projects out of this 2x4 and show these people Like, because we did that when I taught woodworking in the summer at school. We did little, passive speakers, and we did boxes, stuff like that. They wanted me to do bat houses and bird houses too. But the thing about it is that if it's about batches and it's about money, it's going to be off-putting to me. It's always going to be, I don't know. Everybody has to make money. There's no question to that. Everybody has to make money. And businesses, I love to watch how businesses work and how people make their money. But when we're talking about interesting people in the business to say, hey, or a craft, like we're trying to get kids' attention to a craft, we say, all right, kid, here's why you're going to do this craft. You're going to do this craft to make a ton of money. That's how you're going to come in, you're going to learn how to make cabinets, and you're going to make tons of money. That's actually a lie. Chances are that. What? Look at my chat. What I got in my chat? Hey, BK, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed that. Let me get down to my see, this is why don't worry about those numbers, y'all. When you get a member like the Shoops or a BK you got them on board, that's all you need. Hell yeah. Let me come over here and do a little drum roll. All right, here we go. BK becoming a member today. It's February 26th. 2026. That's what I'm talking about. The Blue Shield threw me off. There you go, but you're a member now. BK's a member. YouTube's messing up by not sending folks here. This is a family. This family's growing, man. This family's growing, y'all. Stick with it. We're gonna make it. We just keep the trajectory going. I'm working on a long form video. I was wondering, and this is an open-ended question. Some of y'all may think one way. Thanks again to BK for becoming a member today. That makes it all worthwhile. Also, double tap that screen and like this. Hey, Shoops just dropped $5 super chat. Let's go, Shoops. I'll bring the camera back out. People obviously don't like this close-up. Let me bring the camera back out and do a drum roll. Do a drum roll for the Shoops. $5 super chat. $5 super chat. This is a mess. Put it up here. There you go. Here we go. $5 super chat. Thank you, Mike. Shout out to Mike too. Mike got me the drumsticks. Here you go. You can tag those on there. Heather. Drum roll like a not very pro. One more time. For the BK membership and then the Shoops Woodshop super chat. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And there's okay. Now I know where my speed square was. It was under my snare drum. Yesterday, all I was doing was just looking for my speed square the whole time. Wes does it. Mo money. I would say that is true. We got to bring the snare drum back. Bringing the snare drum back. I like those rim shots, make it sound good. Hey, with the 6 shekels. We got Daniel. Daniel Bar Yehuda, right? I want to say his name right. I got to do like 6 slants with each shekel. There we go. I'm going to learn some drum cadences on here. See, stop making me do drumline stuff in here, y'all. You get me into drum. I have ADHD. You're distracting me. You're distracting me, everybody, by being so kind. It's kindness distracting me away from my job. Oh no! Oh no! Mike hit it. They love the drum. The gallery hates it, but y'all love it, and that's all I care about. Here we go. This is for Mike, who actually got these drumsticks for me. So I think that's 7. That's 13. There we go. $20. $20 super chat. $5 super chat from Wes. $20 super chat from Mike. A 6 shekel super chat. A $5 super chat from Shoop's Woodshop. Man, you're keeping me alive here, y'all. We about to be able to have some milk and cheese in this house. Thank y'all so much. I can't drum enough for you. And, you know, all those people that left, goodbye. Y'all don't have what it takes to be in Dad's workshop. Y'all don't have what it takes to be in Dad's workshop. All of y'all folks. Thanks to everybody who's in the fam. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. So appreciative. That was awesome. What an outpouring of support. Thank you so much. What an outpouring. Oh, do we have more? BK with the $5 super chat. We'll do it again. I'll do it again. I don't even care. We can bring it on cam too. Bring it on down. Do a little. $5 super chat. Y'all keep it up. I'll never get this project done. What did I do to deserve all that support? That's just, it's awesome. Thank you so much. Awesome. Hey, it's YouTube's fault. They don't want to send people here. They're just losing money. That's up to them. They don't want to send people here. Look at how much y'all just supported me. See? YouTube should acknowledge that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't need them to, though. I'm okay with the fan, you know? It's just crazy, though. Thank you so much. What do we got? What do we got? Whoa, £9.99 from DT. I like that. I'm going to like that. I'll do another roll. Bring it back. I do a roll and 10 push-ups because DT was doing them push-ups this morning. Hitting them push-ups. I got to set 2 benches up. There we go. £9.99 from DT. That's like $12 here, so I got to make sure that I give him 12 rim shots. It's £9.99 in the US. That's like $12. Everybody knows. Roll. Welcome, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome goals. Hey, by the way, if you are subscribing, because you should subscribe to the channel, our goal today is to get to 5,100 and what did I say? What did I say? 5,165. That's the goal tonight. We're trying to get to 5,165. Be my 50. Hey, subscribe. Let me see. We'll do drum rolls, little drum rolls, not like those for the people who just gave me super chats. No, you don't, man. You don't look terrible. You don't look terrible physically. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Hey, listen, I'm gonna stick around because why not? And this is what I need because I gotta yes, don't beat yourself up. I'll give you a feather to beat yourself up, Rob. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're in great shape. And keep up doing the push-ups and all that stuff. Let me check and see my subscriber count real quick while I'm sitting here on my phone. Whoa. All right, we're still low. Still not moving much subscribers today. But that's cool. We're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying. Hey, I don't give up. I'm going to keep pushing. 5153 is where we're at, y'all. 5153. They're showing this to my folks. They need to put me in the shorts feed. I hate to not meet my subscriber goal, but I mean, obviously, it's a great day. Obviously, a great day. That's the saw that you saw me doing using earlier. I gotta get mine. Thank you so much, folks, for hanging out. Yeah, next stream will be Monday after today. I'm gonna stick around. I got a little bit to do on this. I already figured I was gonna be what? Did somebody get a gift membership? Bob Ross too. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Bob Ross too. If he pops in, we'll have to do a drum roll for him. Thank you so much. Do a drum roll for that gift membership. Mine is frozen. Is y'all's frozen? Hope not. You know, have I seen Emery today? I don't know if he's been in. There, it might be loading up now. Let me check my, it's rainy here. Maybe the weather has something to do with it. No, not frozen there. Okay, good. Good. All right, for the gift membership from Daniel. Daniel Ben Yehuda with the gift membership. Did I get the last name right, Wes? I think you translated it. Daniel, thank you so much for that contribution. That gift membership contribution. Very, very friendly guy. Appreciate him. New to the fam. Well, you know, and quickly becoming everyday factor, you know. My phone here, I think it's my what you call it, not my AT&T, my Verizon. I got two different carriers here. Verizon is struggling out here. It's a generous season. Yeah. That's what Wes says. Yes, I would agree. Man, my chat's here. I'm gonna have to go look at the phone. It's like not, that one's not loading up. Yes, we are very, very appreciative. Okay. It looks like mine's loading from here. I saw it. Daniel, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody for all your contributions. What I'm working on right now, y'all, is Baby Kisses said this leather molding is really unique. You know, that's what I've been kind of going for, BK, something different that takes these disciplines and kind of slathers them together. You know, we get this amalgam of these different things that are being done, you know, some skills that this gives me an opportunity. And I really, let me show you the other one. It really came out super good. I have another deer carcass that I'm working on right now that I hopefully can make grain leather out of. But if you see with the burnished edge on here, this sole came out super good. And I burnished this edge. That means I'm going to get a nice even stitch, presumably all the way around at an equidistant place because this mold is so. Let me show you what I did, which I'm super happy about. See, having the wet mold gives me this like little advantage here, which is I can burnish edges, right? I can take my slicker, and this is probably something I should do until I make this into shoes, right? I take my slicker, and I'm gonna actually put some dubbing on there right now. This is actually like coconut oil, and I think it has some beeswax in it. It's got some other peppermint oil, some other stuff in it. I'm going to spread this on here in lieu of water. I don't really want to put more water on it right now. I'm going to call this dubbing for now. That's the old word for this mixture of thicker viscosity grease or fat. They use tallow for it quite a bit, right? So now that I've done that, I take my slicker or my burnishing tool, right? You do this with water too, but as you're treating leather more, it seems like the more you want to add fats, lipids, and not water. So I took my second ring on my slicker here, which a turner can make these and turn them out really quickly. This is called a slicker. It's a leather working tool, and I put it on the second one, right? and I just went around. Right? And you get an equidistant edge there that's going to set your stitch so that when you add more leather layers to this, you stitch in exactly that spot, kind of like the wing divider would do, right? But with a burn, if you have a wet mold, you can burnish right against that wet mold like that, which gives me that great line there that I have now. I can stitch. And presumably, if this is going to be flat, it could be hemmed in, right? So now with that burnished edge, that gives me a nice area to stitch this, which could be an insole or outsole, right? BK said a little bit of, I need to go back and see what she said first. Rob said, Wes, to check your messenger. Wes said, BBL gang, take care. That leather can sew on a machine with heavy duty needle. Just keep proper. Yeah, we have the needle. Heather has the needle. I haven't had her sew any leather yet. I know that it's tricky with a regular machine, but I know it's done also. So I know it's possible. All right. So I just wanted to show you how fun it is to kind of and fidgety it is to kind of burnish edges and do web molding. I'll put that back on. And this is like really in good shape now. This is the type of sole that if not contacting a rough area can last for 100 years probably. You know, it's really well tanned, really well taken care of. But now I need more grain leather because I'm actually out because my apron used most of that grain leather from my first deer. So my first deer is used up. I guess I could use I want the two soles to be the same material. So the problem here is I have to use deer, and I don't have any more grain on deer leather. So I have to make some more, and I have a hide that's in process, and it's a funky one, man. And in order to scrape this one down, there may have been some damage to the grain. Upholstery thread. Oh, it's not? I definitely have the thread. I have a huge spool of thread for her. She's working a lot, so it's harder to get her to do this. She will do it. She uses her sewing machine on the regular, so like she crafts stuff for gifts and things. So she does know what she's doing on there. Yeah, I'd love to do some stuff on a machine. I watched a guy. There's a guy on YouTube who does only fur hats. He's like a hat maker. It's his whole thing. I watch him make raccoon hats, and to be honest, they're not made in the way I like them. Really, I like the Cossack style ones, but he like making them Davy Crockett style. One raccoon each, you know. I don't think one raccoon is going to fit around my head. Like my head is literally too big for one raccoon, even a large male. Hey, Critter Getter. Speaking of raccoon hides, yeah, my head is like 25 inches around my head or something. You got to have two. I'm a 2 raccoon guy. I got to have 2 raccoons to go around my head. So, in order to do that, you know, I like when I watch this guy's video, I'm like, yeah, that's a nice hat, and I mean, that's cool that you can. He has an old school leather sewing machine. So the way that he puts these coonskin caps together is with this old leather sewing machine, you know. So that's how he does it. Welcome, Critter Getter. I was on your live stream yesterday. I kind of talked about that early in my live stream about how people were really had a lot of questions. Like they were throwing a lot of questions at you. And I think with that many people in the chat, you know, you had 370 or something like that in the chat, or in the gallery. You had maybe 100 in the chat running. So there's tons of stuff going down the chat, and all you can read is whatever you can get to. But there's a lot of what animal is that? Somebody said poor cat, which I put in the chat. I was like, they've said that same person has come into my live stream and said that before. So I've seen that. By the way, Critter Getter runs he's a trapper, and he has a animal dressing trapping channel. Tail in front and one in back, or one on each side to tie. So what I want to do, BK, is I want to make my hat with the tails wrapped around the outside. I don't need a tail hanging down. I want to wrap that tail around. I think I got the skills. I can do it by hand. I could have Heather like stitch some of the fur together. Also, you know how fur is funny like that. When you sew fur together, it'll pinch down in the cracks. So I've watched some videos on it. It's a little different than oh, she's crying at the door, Heather. It's a little different than sewing leather. Because you've talked about that before too. I think you sent me to go watch one video, which I did on that. Hey, Plywood, if I didn't say hi to you, welcome. Yeah, like Cossack style. That's the way I want to make my coonskin hat, and I want the tails to wrap like, I don't want it to look like anybody else's raccoon hat. I got enough raccoons to do it right now, but I'm gonna have to be careful, make sure I do it right the first time. You know, if I don't got enough raccoons, I'll get some from Critter Getter, man. He's about to put them up on his website, right, Critter Getter? Plug. Yeah, Critter Getter said that's why getting an actual fur sewing machine, and his was like 150. He said it's as old as Davy Crockett. I don't know if he was exaggerating, but it was like a foot pump machine, and it went real slow. It went ding, 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 dunk, 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 dunk. Like the stitches were super, super slow. They are cool, BK. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to like. I'll try my machine. I could see myself investing in an actual, like, what Critter Getter is talking about was an actual fur sewing machine. Some of the old school ones are really good if I could fix one up. Yeah. So if I'm short raccoon skins, I can get them from Critter Getter when he gets them up on his website. He has big, healthy raccoons, so no problem there, you know. For sure, man. A real trapper. Got lots of, yesterday he was doing a skunk. So people were asking what the animal is, saying, gross. I was trying to say in the chat, skunk is one of the most worthwhile animals to trap. Skunk is a valuable pelt, and a good pelt for any kind of fur stuff. But next to like the sables they get out west, it's like the best animal to trap, I think. Or the minks, or whatever the hell they call them, or things that they catch in the mountains. I forget what they call it. Yeah, two tails would be unique. Yeah, it's like a leather sewing fur sewing machine. He said two tails would be unique, is what BK said. And then yeah, BK said, oh, I seen crank leather machine. Shoop said he's got to switch to their second account. Heidi needs the phone. Anybody heard from anybody who's allowed to talk? Anybody heard from Roy? I don't like that we haven't heard from him, and I also don't want to invade anybody's privacy. But I did actually, part of the reason I went live today was in case Roy was comfortable popping on here. He might pop on and give us an update. Okay, so the internet claims all of these feral hogs down here give leather that is, and I quote, insanely durable comparatively. Let me ask Critter Getter. You're not in the South, are you? Do you yeah. After the skunk bath, there's no smell at all. Yeah, I'm not even that scared of the smell, I don't think. Hey, DT with the super chat, man. £4.99. Appreciate you, man. What was I going to say there before I do my drum roll for the DT super chat? Have you, Critter Getter, do you have hogs up there? Do you trap hogs? Mike is saying that feral hogs have thick skin. in general. Like when Wes was talking about the leather he got from Hobby Lobby was thin, and they said it was pig leather. I was kind of surprised to hear that because my understanding is pig skin is pretty thick, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I think in order of thickness, it's like buffalo, right? Then then like then like cow, then like horse. Um, then a horse is fairly thin than deer, you know. But yeah, I don't know. We don't have any wild hog. Oh, Nebraska. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yep, in the Midwest there. Yeah, so trapping hogs is the most effective way to get rid of them, which I think in some ways people don't want to get rid of them, and that's the reason they're not got rid of, right? If they wanted to, you could trap those hogs, but a sow produces a litter of piglets every 6 weeks. Her gestation period is like 6 weeks. So a sow can produce tons of piglets, man. It's almost the expression "fuck like bunnies" actually should be applied to pigs. Now let me do a drum roll for Rob's super chat there. Drum roll for Rob's super chat. Whoops, sorry, camera, light, camera, all of that stuff. Here we go. Rob with the £4.99, and it's got to be like it's like $6, so $6.50 or something. So I got to go 6 slaps of the rim. There, thank you so much for that super chat, Rob. Appreciate you, man. Hey, thanks if you're in the room. Do subscribe, y'all. I'm trying to get to 5165 today. It's my goal. I probably won't get that goal, but hey, I can't think like that. But Mims is in the house. Yes, that is correct. Mims is my res. Oh, I didn't see it, but Daniel's rolling out. He says bye. See you later, Daniel. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate your gift as well, man. Daniel, everybody. New friend of the program. Yeah, I know. The expression for footballs was pigskin, but I don't know that they ever were made out of pigskin. I think this is one that you hear all the time, though. Oh, Cedar Grow Box, welcome, Paul, member. Appreciate you being here. Let's check this positive and negative mold here real quick. See whether we may have enough off. New member BK. Love that. All right, so it's still a little bit. I'm gonna be a little more aggressive on this bottom side here now. DT's been a member for a month. See? Well, I think it's his first month, so they give him credit for a month. There we go. Bill Dozer 2010, been a member for a month. There we go, Bill. This is Bill Shoot. Bill Shoot. All right, we'll be more aggressive here. I'll take some from down here real quick, and then we'll move the camera. Thank y'all for being members. If you want to become a member, that little $ in the bottom corner, y'all, that's where you tap that, and then that's where you become a member, folks. Right down there in that bottom corner where the $ is. Become a member and join the fam, hang out. They say if I mention it, you get 60% more folks or something like that. So I try to go with the statistics. It's worked pretty well. This saw right here, you see up there at the top, product placement there, as Rob calls it. I call it that too. It's what it is. We got to take a little more maybe than that. Said I was going to be aggressive. It's not aggressive right now. Got to be aggressive. Yeah, we're going to do this. All right. this, get our little board to put this on top of. Let me get a quick water break without spoiling everybody's mood by leaving too long. I'm leaving, coming right back. I promise that I'll be back again. All right, I'm back. Sophie, welcome. Good to see you. What did Sophie say? Did I miss what Sophie said first? She just said hello. Yeah. Hello to you too, Sophie. Rainy, sloppy day. Yeah. What am I going to do with what I'm doing? I'm making a wet mold to make leather shoes and flip-flops, Sophie. So what you're looking at right now is a positive and negative mold that you put leather into. It's a little tool that cobblers use and also people who form leather backpacks and other leather workers. And you take the leather and you put it in there and you wet it and then you put it in the mold, see? And it comes out like this and you can work the leather easier. And I can add layers and hem down, right? These edges, right? So that's what we're doing, Sophie. Thank you for asking and thank you for popping through. Love to answer those kind of questions. It's only fair, right? What am I actually doing, right? So that's what I'm doing. Just little stuff, Sophie. We do little at a time to making something nice. That's what it takes. Yeah, this one looked like human size. Yeah, I saw that. Well, this is outsole too. Like I made this to the size of outsole because I can always make it smaller. But like hair, if you cut too much off, you can't make it bigger. Well, you can, I guess, with leather. You could probably stitch a piece on. It's not going to have the same strength as the leather, not broken or. We just want to have enough material, just like with fabric. You got to leave yourself some. This basically allows you to leave yourself enough fabric, and it's a measured amount. So basically around that outside rim is exactly the width of this, like, the 1.5 centimeter piece of stock. Sophie said, I love the snow. If it was snowing right now, I would go outside quickly. Yes, we love the snow here too, Sophie. I'm a big snow fan. Hey, double tap that screen, like this video, but also subscribe to Dad's workshop. We are trying to march to 5,165 subs today. That's what I want to have when I end today's live stream. If you could, please subscribe and stick around and, check out all the people in the chat. Check out videos and share them with a friend. Share, subscribe, show somebody else. That's how we gotten our 5,000 subs, was by the community, the work of the community. Yeah, so I'm going to use these to make any kind of footwear. Like I told y'all, I'm going to go crab fishing. And I don't wear shoes to crab fish. I wear flip-flops. It's too hot to be wearing shoes out there on the Chesapeake Bay. I know some people got this thing about flip-flops aren't masculine or something. I don't know what it is, man. They got some toxic thing about that. But I'm going to wear, my feet sweat a lot. So I'm going to wear flip-flops if I'm crab fishing. And I will be crab fishing because I always do. I always find a way to get out there and get a little bit of crab fishing in. So my flip-flops will be made by hand, and then I will make moccasins for the fall. Mike sent me basically a basic pattern. I think that's all I really need. along with this wet mold that I'm making now, basically. I might have to make the wet mold double the depth to do a moccasin with a nice lip on it. Like you want to have a nice lip on those moccasins. Nike Air Jesus. Yes, and I told my brother yesterday, I said I want to have my own leather sandals. People pay a lot of money for some nice leather sandals. And nice leather anything, man. I might actually just rivet the, you know, the little V in the front. Was it a V right here? It's like, boom, the V's the other way. Right here where it goes under the piece of leather, right, in a V shape. You could sew them down or you can rivet them. And I've seen really nice, expensive leather sandals where it's actually riveted. Sophie says she has a question. Is your question, Sophie, fools rush in where angels fear to tread, but I'm happy to answer any question you may have. That's reasonable. So I'm waiting for your question, Sophie, while I'm looking at the other chat. About El Mencho. I don't know what El Mencho is. Do you know what is happening in Mexico? Oh, a little bit. I've heard a little bit about the Mexican cartel leader got arrested or something like that. Is that what happened, Sophia? I did hear something about that. I don't watch a lot of news. It's kind of depressing to me, but I heard one of the big cartel leaders was caught or something down there. You know, not Chapo, but somebody else. Yeah, got killed. Never mind. He got killed. Yeah. All right, illuminate. What are you about to say? What's the deal with that? Are you down there? Are you in Mexico? Nemesio Ruben El Mencho. Yeah, that's his nickname. Okay. Yeah. Ruben Fuera Cervantes. Okay. That's the man's full name. Yeah. No, I didn't. Sophie, I hadn't paid a lot of attention to it. Are you really into it right now? You reading a lot about it? You know, when you get that urge to read and study something like that, it's not a bad idea to just let yourself go and really read as much as you can get your hands on. Talk to as many people about it as you can find. Get their opinions about it. Be careful, because I don't know where you live. I know it can be kind of dangerous some places, but I always used to tell kids when I was a teacher, man, if you get into something, that's the joy of learning. You get into it, you just do it. You just do it. Just don't wait. Don't hesitate. Just learn more, you know? Yeah, so I've heard a little bit about it. I guess I was getting confused with El Chapo because they got the Mexican Marines to catch El Chapo. They probably, yeah. Idaho, Cody Dean. Read? That's dangerous talk. Nah, but not that. But like if you are in Mexico and you start running around the neighborhood talking about how you know, whatever, you know, down there, it's depending on where you are, it's cartel towns like run by the there's a lot of money in the cartel, you know. So the money is power down there. Idaho Cody, welcome. 4 welcomes. See? Thanks to everybody for their great gifts today too. A lot of super chats and memberships and great day today. Dad's workshop. Just, you know, what would round it out to a perfect day. Oh, it'll be a perfect day if you subscribe and I get up to 5,165 subscriptions. Y'all know that song, or did that just fall on, go over people's heads? Seen Train Spotting? Yeah, just do it. What do we got? DT with another £4.99 super chat. Wow. I got to do another drum roll because I got another super chat. You like that? Love it. Hold on 1 second, Sophia. I got to acknowledge the donation that was just made to me by my friend Rob there in the UK. And it's a £4.99 super chat, which is like £5.99 here. So we're going to give him 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's for Depression Talks Rob. If you do struggle with mental health issues and you like to have a live stream chat that you can go to discuss your feelings, I think that's a safe space there over there. Depression Talks with Rob. Check out his channel. If you're a mod, you can just click his link right there, easy. But at depression_talk is the channel. Heather can throw that link in the chat. Anybody else who, you know, any other members, throw that in the chat. Throw that in the thing. Shoop said, I'm back on main now. 100% safe space. See? Mental health space. Some of us don't even know we have mental health issues, but it's always good. You know, look, hey, I grew up with a bunch of people who don't think they ever need therapy, right? Here's the thing, though. We can evolve as people. We don't have to believe we're perfect and cured of all human psychological ailments, right? We can talk to other people and admit things. It's all right. We can do that. I'm listening, Sophie. What you got for me? Mike said, has a friendly space, but it is not safe. LOL. He's just joking. He's just joking. He's just joking. There's no way I'm going to sand this to submission, y'all. I can try that all day, but I think I'll have to use the file here. I don't mind doing really slow work, as people who know me know very well. I do things very slowly sometimes. All right, so now it fits very snug, and we got some loose spaces here. The tightness is on the ends there. So what we want to do, I think, is just take some material from those ends. I'm going to put it up on the vise and actually take a rasp against it and rasp the top and bottom. Why you got a frowny face there, Sophia? Why the frowny face? Turn that frown upside down. If you have depression or you have anxiety, which is what I've been telling Heather, I'll be open to y'all. I've had issues with both. I got ADHD. You know, some issues with severe depression sometimes in my life. So if you have those things, it's not a sad thing to talk about it, actually. It's a really good thing. You got to let those feelings out. You got to emote, you know. You got to emote. Maybe she's talking about how Rob's channel is called Depression Talks, and it's you know, because it's about depression. It's sad. It's a way of coping, Sophia. To talk about it is to cope. To talk about it is to own it, right? To talk about it is to own it. Oh, this is going to do quick work of it. It's because I'm sad for the people that are in Mexico. Hey, you know, that's called empathy. It's good to have that. Hey, this is what you do there, Sophia. You have to have something actionable, right? If you're worried about it and you're wound up about it, see if there's any way you can help. Can you go to a social media page and help by organizing on the social media page to help the people who are in Mexico? Is there some sort of way you can help with money? Could you throw $1 their way? Is there some way that Sophia can do something to help those people, right? And if there's not, then you have to accept that there's not anything Sophia can do. But I think there's probably something you can do. But if there's not, you have to say, hey, look, they're there and I'm here and I wish them the best. And all I can do is meditate on it and pray for those folks, you know, meditate and or pray. And we had this kind of conversation yesterday. If there's nothing actionable that you can do, then you can't spend your time worrying, you know. It is unfortunately, like, see if there's something you can do as an advocate. Get on one of these social media is powerful, and you know it's powerful in Mexico too, right? So See if there's any way you can activate, some sort of help that you can do through social media. And if you can't do that, is there some way you can help financially with the people down there? I mean, money is very strong down there. So if you have folks and you remit them money, US dollars go a long way down in Mexico. So that's a way you can help. And if you do become part of an organization, you want to pop back in here and it's a legit organization, we'll pop links on here that people can help, help with the folks down there. It is tough down there. There's a lot of places. 2 out of 3 people in the world, Sophia, are starving. So it's a tough world. But what can we do? What is actionable and what is not actionable? What can I do something about? What I can do my best, right? To say that we can't do anything is defeatism, right? But to say that we should be worrying about something that we can't, do anything about, that's not healthy. Make sure you get the whole picture too. We have this thing in the press that's called sensationalism, right? You hear the human interest stories and the small stories, and those are the real stories. They are there. But you have to separate yourself from that stuff, because the overwhelmingly feeling emotion about it, over emoting about it with like like I said, no actionable thing, right? I'm not actively doing anything. I'm just kind of worrying about it. That's not, there's no end to that. It's going to continue because the suffering is going to continue, Sophia. That's what's going to happen. It's unfortunate that I have to say that. But the suffering's going to continue. It's how you as a person act on those terrible, bitter feelings that you have about that as a young lady, because I imagine you're a young lady, right? As a young lady, what do you do going forward in your life to honor those feelings that you have about that? Well, it does sound like you are I'm not a psychologist, Sophia, and I'm not going to diagnose you with anything, but it does sound like you are preoccupied with what's going on there. And that when people get preoccupied with sad news, it is a sign that they have, that, sometimes that's, I'm not saying you have depression, but it is a sign. Like back in the 9/11 era, there was a lot of people who would just watch towers get hit over and over again every day, for a long time. Not the families of the people who went down. Those people probably try to stay away from the news. But there was a lot of people watching tower footage that it was traumatic, When you see someone get harmed on the street on TV, that's trauma. You're witnessing that trauma, especially if some way, shape, or form you relate with that person on TV. That's empathy. Yeah, Mike says there are areas where fighting is popping off, but from the family in places like Nogales, Matamoros, etc., they clearly have their hot spots. And in the past, most people are there on purpose, if that makes sense. It's easy to avoid if you try. Okay. Now, Mike's in Lubbock, but Mike is Mexican-American. I think he's a little bit in touch with kind of what's going on down there a little bit. He's not far. Yeah, I haven't been watching the news. Now I'm kind of glad I haven't, Keeps me out of that mess, man. That mess of feelings you get into too, man. Hey, double tap that screen. Give me that 40th like. A little slow today, isn't it? On the views and likes. Hold on 1 second. Ooh. Oh yeah, real slow. Yeah, I must not be in the shorts feed or something today. It's all right though. We're not gonna fret that. Hey, let me get one more subscriber, y'all. Give me 151.55. Yeah. I thought Mike might have some answers for that. If you're in the gallery, subscribe to the channel, folks. Double tap that screen, like this video. That's the 40th like right there. Let's do a little better. Some days you get a lot, some days you get a little. Man, it's really raining out there too. Let's see if this fits. Maybe I gave it enough there. Maybe I didn't. Ooh, that's good. That loosey goosey. That's kind of what I want, right there. Loosey goosey, loosey goosey. I hesitate to do this, but I want to take a piece of buckskin and I want to try molding it in here and see what it comes out like. It's the only piece I got large enough to put in this mold right now. So we're gonna take it. We're gonna wet this down and put it in. Let me put this so y'all can see how beautiful this buckskin is. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of that stuff. All right, let's spray this down. This should take on water pretty easily. We'll see if this is too soft a wet mold. It may not be. Man, heavy rain here though. Maybe I'll put it a little closer to the edge too. Don't mold me because I'm close to the edge. Oh yeah. Young and aware, very aware of what's going on. Very, very cancerish. What do you think, Heather? Very cancer, if not cancer rising there. Very cancerish. Did you get that? Were you getting cancer vibes from that? Come on, go on there. No, please, no. I don't want to do more work on it. Come on now. I'm going to have to do more work on it, y'all. Y'all see? It's not quite going around. Oh, man, it's going to be so comfortable as a sole, though. Oh, see? You know, we don't want to put too much pressure because this board, as I discovered, I might have to actually laminate these because they're just a little too skinny. I'm going to sand this. Maybe that'll be enough, right? Y'all see? Is it freezing or is it not? We freezing? That's right. It's a safe place here. It's a safe place here, Sophia. Don't, yeah, you can't, I can't tell you don't worry about stuff. It's okay to worry about certain things. That's what keeps us going and keeps us doing the right thing. You know, sometimes that worry. But, you know, you do have to limit it to, I had this conversation with my own father. My father's 74 years old. My father ruminates. He ruminates on stuff, y'all. Do you know what rumination is? My father is a good man, but this is going to cut me if I'm not careful here, or it's sticking with a splinter. My dad ruminates on stuff so bad, like my son has some school stuff going on. You know, my dad will worry so hard about that. So hard, he loses sleep. 74 years old. I said, Dad, what can you do? What can we do besides what we do? Come up with something, you know, if that's what it is. If not, we gotta find a place of peace, you know. Find a place of peace. I want to sand this inside too, because this is like really rough on. I can see it's being rough on the buckskin. This could all be done with power tools, but people on lives don't like them. They scare people away because they're loud. I did some of the cutting with a jigsaw, actually quite a bit of the cutting with the DeWalt jigsaw. I posted that on the other video I had, so if you're curious about that. I'm going to turn it like this and do a little bit of, put it on this side file. A little bit. Sand here. So what I wanted Dad's Workshop to be, a place you can hang out and yak about stuff. You don't have to yak about woodwork. You don't have to talk about all that. You can just hang out, just talk about stuff. Thank you for hanging out. Did Mike have to roll? Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Mike. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we may have this thing where we need to go. Need it soft on both sides. I don't want it ripping into that leather. Hey, what do we got here? Dub Beatsify. Welcome. I'm making a wet form mold for shoes, for leather work. I made some leather myself here, and it's a wet form mold. I can show you if you're interested. You know, I showed a couple other people. You can also go back in the video. There's probably to where I made where I have another one I already made. I pulled it out and all that. But thank you for asking. Thank you for being here and popping into the chat there. Hopefully you subscribed to Beatsify. We need subscribers today. We a little bit slow on subscribers. We're at 5,154 or 53 or something. I can go back. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. Why not? Showing stuff to the camera. They like that. All right, so here's the leather mold with a piece of leather. So you get this piece of leather wet, you put it in the mold, you put clamps on here, and you can use little spring clamps, right? And let me show you the inside of the mold, right? So we have the leather that you put in there that you got wet, and then you have this positive foot model here, right? The wet leather goes in there like this, and then the top mold goes on like that. Could y'all see any of that mess? Good. It could be for boots. It could be for shoes. It could be for flip-flops, for anything that needs a leather sole, right? And I'm going to be making flip-flop first and then some moccasins. So that'll be the next thing with these. But yeah, it's going to be used for multiple pieces of footwear. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep. Lots of pieces. And now I've got this, and I think I may have taken enough out here. Maybe a little bit right here. Let me file a little bit right here. See if I can get this spot right here. That was a spot that's catching up on. Good thing to do would actually be take mineral spirits too. This is a bottle with mineral spirits in it. And do this so you don't get sawdust on your, the mineral spirits will pull the sawdust off. Don't spray it in your face though. It's a petroleum product. All right, so my mineral spirits are on. I'll take this buckskin I got here from my cousin years ago, and I'll wipe the sawdust off of there. I think W5. There's enough clearance for this buckskin I got here. It's thinner. This is deer skin, so deer skin's a little thinner material. There we go. Now, probably, if I was going to commit to this, which I'm not fully ready to do yet, probably better to move forward than to zoom in. Storm's crying at the door, Heather. Sorry. So this then gets clamped, right? Best thing to do would be to actually round off the leather, actually cut the leather into shape. and then I have edges, so then I clamp this, right? I can still clamp it, but I don't want to clamp over this leather pelt. So that's what I'm doing though. That's basically it, guys. And I finished the mold, so I think the mold works now. It does go all the way down. I can feel it sandwiched down. So it's doing the job of pressing. This is clamped then, right? You came at the right time, Dub Beats of Fire, right as I was finishing it here. So then when we remove, you see it's tight in there. I can feel the leather is being formed there too. Leather is skin, right? It's not the same as other fabrics. You can get a little more out of it sometimes, and that's already trying to pinch now. I want to break my mold, so I don't want that to happen. Yeah, and see, it moves, so you have to kind of force it into place. And I'll clamp this. I'm not going to use this piece of leather yet, but I wanted to demonstrate and show you how I could do it potentially. But I am going to I'm going to decide on that. I don't want to put buckskin against the ground or anywhere near the ground, because buckskin's like suede. It's not going to be, it's stretchy, because the skin fibers of leather can be stretched out and manipulated some. That's why wet molding is such a good craft. So excellent question, Dub Beats. If I make sure you subscribe, and I'll be back on Monday, so you can come in and pop through and say hello again. But I do think I should probably go for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to all the super chats, especially Rob, Mike, Wes, Daniel, Ben Yehuda from Israel. Thank you to all of those super chats, for all those super chats, memberships. Got a new membership from BK Baby Kisses. We love her too. Appreciate her. Thank you to everybody. See you soon. Dabitsify, thanks for popping through. Rob, again, thank you. Everybody have a great afternoon, great evening, great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care. Glad you got in, Idaho, Cody.